Hi everyone, it's March 4th, 2021. It's A John. I cover cryptos. I cover Dogecoin specifically. I do two videos a day on that one. I do a morning and evening on the technicals. And now I do Bitcoin as well. And I'm gonna start off by going over the news real quick. And after that, we'll hit the technicals. By the way, guys, if you like my videos, please subscribe and like it and leave a comment below because that very helps. That helps a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and go over the article I see here that I think is pretty amazing. Bitcoin will eventually be a global currency, and a 1 million price target within the next 10 years is very reasonable, Kraken CEO says. Kraken is a very large exchange that that trades Bitcoin for the most part and other cryptocurrencies. So if they came out and said that, they must have some sort of reasoning in their mind. I mean, obviously they would not just come out and say that because that'd be kind of crazy. So let's go ahead and see the article and see what it says and see why. I think $1 million is as a price target within the next 10 years is very reasonable, he said. The CEO, Jesse Powell, told Bloomberg. Wow, Bloomberg, okay. There you go. This is a pretty big news article here as they're interviewing by Bloomberg, right? The price of Bitcoin is up 70% year to date. So basically in 3 months and 4 days so far, we're up 70% for the year. That isn't too bad, guys. That's pretty good returns, right? Okay, here we go. You have to think it's going to infinity. Jesse Powell told Bloomberg. And that kind of makes sense that why I should go to infinity, because the thing is that every day cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, etc., they get more public acceptance, they get more viewership, they get more mainstream. So when that happens, more people are going to put money into it. And now you're seeing institutional money putting money into Bitcoin and treating it as digital gold. But okay, let's go and read the article some more. The true believers will tell you it's going all the way to the moon, to Mars, and eventually it'll be the world's currency. I mean, that could be possible. But at the same token, there can be lots of roadblocks in the way, right? I can imagine the old guard, aka the old governments, like United States, China, India, etc., are going to be that willing to just accept Bitcoin, right? Roll over and say Bitcoin is a new money of the world right here, right? I'm assuming there will be some roadblocks in the way, and as you can see yesterday, with a possible new CFTC chief, they want to regulate cryptocurrencies to provide investor protection. By the way, okay. In the near term, people see it surpassing gold as a store of value. Okay. I can see that too. People are talking about it right now. They're just buying it and they're holding on to it. They're not necessarily spending it or using it as currency. It's more just like, okay, I'm gonna buy and hold on to it, and then I want to exchange it to buy another asset. I will go ahead and do that. Expected to replace fiat money, and the market capitalization of all national currencies combined could make up its worth. I mean, if that happens, that could be amazing. But it's 10 years down the line. That could be a while to go. And also, guys, by the way, assuming today Bitcoin is 50 grand and a million in 10 years, that's basically 20 extra money, 20x. So you put $100 today, whoa, well, guess what that could be, right? 2 grand basically. That's what I did basically. So if you put $150 today, in 10 years, it'll be 3 grand. So that's pretty impressive. $100, 2 grand. So just some food for thought right here, right? Maybe put some funny money away, just buy some Bitcoin right now and never look at it ever again and just be done with it, right? And all of a sudden you got 2 grand in the future. That could be some fun money right there. Let's go ahead and get to the sticks now because that's what you're probably here for. So let's do that, aka the technical analysis here. So I can start on a daily chart here. So as you can see, currently, today's trend is kind of going downwards here. But I did mention yesterday that we're trading range bound for the most part, and that's what we're in the middle of the range right now. I did mention that we have two temporary supports, one at around 45,000 or $46,000, another at about 43.5. So those two are going to be your temporary supports, and you know that's how I see it currently. I call them temporary because they haven't been established yet. This is kind of a new, obviously Bitcoin made a new high on February 20th. So that's like what, maybe 12 days ago, maybe 2 weeks already. So it hasn't really established itself yet. So that means that these temporary supports and resistances are just exactly that, temporary. Okay. Um, you can see here based on a daily chart here, you can see that anything above 49738 gets sold off very quickly, and it's represented by these wicks right here. Let me try and zoom in for you guys. So you see these wicks on a candlestick right here. that's how I know that anything above that gets sold off fairly quickly here. So people are day trading it, obviously. So they see that around that value, they're gonna start selling, right? And they're gonna keep on selling until, guess what? It's no longer a resistance; it becomes support. So obviously, it's gonna take some time for people to get into it and the motion of it, and just keep on buying it. Of course, you have some bag holders, right? And when the bag holders hold it, then there you go. Or they sell for a loss here, right? Another temporary support, I would say, is anything from 46 to 43. Again, you can see here, any wicks are getting bought up here, right? So that tells me people are looking for deals here, and they're buying at these ranges, at, at these ranges, and they're selling it above that. So that isn't necessarily bad, and having bulls and bears is a good thing, actually, because that creates liquidity in the market, and that's what you want in order to trade. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the daily MACD here. Okay, you can still see that we're trending down. However, we're trending down in the bullish equilibrium right here. I call it equilibrium because this is on top of the zero, so this is bullish to me. So even though it's coming down here, it's getting reset on a bullish equilibrium. So that means that you're gonna see high. Basically, if you're day trading, you can buy it on a low and sell it for a high for the most part until you can't, until you reach lower here. You know that once you reach around here, that's when the momentum kind of starts dying down there, and then when you're buying the dips for the day and selling for the top of the day, the range will narrow and become smaller and smaller there until it accumulates and it pops either up or down here. We can see also by the sticks here. Let's see, it's a A18 and A21. So you can see that it's literally temporarily coming down, but at a snail's pace there. So it isn't very strong. So with that being said, that's why we're trading in a range right now, and it's kind of indicated also by the technicals here, and you can see also by the technicals right here, on a daily MACD, you can see on January 8th here, we kind of peaked, and now we're over here on January 20th when it peaked again, but it peaked both times during the bullish indicator here on a bullish part of the MACD here, and you can see that it created a new high. So obviously we're still in uptrend here. We can still see that we have a daily golden cross where the 50 MA is about 42,156, and that 50 MA is increasing daily here. So the more we accumulate in this range here, you can see the 50 MA increase also as well and go towards that that these trading ranges here. So I suspect that when that happens there, we're going to see the 50 MA become support and it'll bounce off that and go higher. As you can see here, on January 26th, the 50 MA became support. Um, January 27th, same thing as well. And after that, it kind of took off and went higher by itself. So I suspect that we're going to give it some time to kind of catch up. And when it happens, I suspect that we're going to bounce off that and go for another high as well. That obviously that can't be proven yet because it has to wait for time, and and time is, guess what, money, right? So basically we have to wait for these trades to happen and see where it accumulates there. But based on what I see currently, that's kind of what I think will happen. It's been a trend for the whole year since December as well, and you can see another one in October here. So basically every 2 months we're gonna see it. So we might see it from maybe until maybe March possibly, or even April, right? Before we see a new high. Well, I'm sorry, before we start trending to a new high. So it's gonna be a weight game here, and obviously when you're trading this, it's kind of very volatile, and that's kind of the appeal of cryptocurrency, aka Bitcoin or Dogecoin here for the most part. So let's go into the forward chart here and see what it looks like. Let's see. Okay, on a forward chart here, it's literally just banging around the range for the most part. As you can see, it's indicated here. It's banging around here. Boom, boom, boom. Now it's coming back down here. Now, will it always touch it? No, because this is the way it is. But this range here just gives you, or this channel here just gives you an idea of how to trade it here. So you can see that when it hit the range, it kind of went back down again right here, right? So with that being said, the next one you want to buy is probably around, like as I said earlier, a 45.9 or 46K basically. Buy around there and expect for it to pop up right here, right? But you see on a forward chart here, um, the Momo is kind of dying down here, so you may not want to buy at 46 this time, just because the way the MACD is looking on a 4-hour chart here. You can see that the cycle is doing this, and you can see the MACD is making a lower high or a higher low in this case here, and it's kind of reflected off the 4-hour chart here. So I suspect that if we come back down all the way to the previous MACD, we're gonna see a lower low. So maybe around like 38K could be possible. 38K. I would say this range could be very possible here. For next lower low, something like this. 45. I mean 40 or 45 to 40. It could be a possible trading range down here. And if that happens, we're gonna start seeing a downwards channel. But no one can predict the future, and you just gotta wait and see for the most part. But I believe these things can happen here. So, obviously, I don't give financial advice. I'm just explaining to you what I would do if I were to buy at 46. I would put a stop loss, around 43, and then I would buy again at 39.9 if this really does happen here. So for this, you gotta wait and see. For the most part, there's no guarantees here. And you can see also in the MACD here, we're starting to trend down, but yet we're in a bullish time cycle here. So that what that means is that, okay, what if we just do this here, guys? Just do this. And that means that from here, we're gonna see something like this as well. Then that's kind of what I'm saying. If it hits 46, if that happens, we go this way, and see even a higher high. Then we could see an upward channel here. So at this point here, it's very possible to see an upward or downward channel, because we're trading in a range bound right now currently, and it's very indecisive here because we're still accumulating. So we'll have to wait and see what happens though. So I just did a couple of swing trade scenarios here. If you were to do something, let's go to a 15-minute chart here to see what the day trade looks like if you were to make one. Alrighty then. Okay. So okay, on a day trade here, you can see the MACD. It's resetting, but every time it resets, it's resetting on a bearish territory here. So that means that we're seeing lower lows and higher lows. So with that being said, it wouldn't be not it would not be, well, sorry. It wouldn't surprise me if it actually does hit the $46,000 mark, just based on this current MACD here. It may hit it today sometime, who knows when, because currently we are resetting here on a bearish territory. So we may see something like this, It'll come back down. You may see something like that. So based on that time frame there, let's see what that looks like. That could be about a day and some change here. So it could be a day and a half roughly, So with these trades here, it takes time, and you always gotta watch it. You gotta be very prudent when you do these kind of trades here. And as always, if you're doing a day trade here, just nibble. Don't go all in, and don't go big. If you're in day trade, you make a small. I always personally buy small amounts, because you're day trading, so it's very risky. So say this happens here, we're gonna see something like this for the most part. That happens. This is how I foresee the MACD proceeding for the most part. Okay, so if you watch a video this far along already, that means you must find it interesting or helpful or useful or something like that. So please subscribe or like, and leave a comment below on what you think about my ideas for these trades right here. And as always, I will catch you on the next one there. Okay, it's A John. Bye.